This is Kicking and Streaming Podcast.
So,
Uh,
Jojo, what did you watch this week?
and I'm actually prepared this time.
Yeah, she is. Yo, hold on. You are prepared for that one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yay! Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate the round of applause. I deserve it. It's a lot of really hard work for me to get that one little brain cell to work. So it has a lot of work to do. So poor little thing.
Oh boy.
You actually talked about it a little tiny bit last week, but I am at the moment caught up on Moon Knight. And I am surprised by how much I enjoy it and also how much I don't enjoy it at the same time.
What did I tell you?
It's really interesting though, because Oscar Isaacs is great in it, but every time he becomes Stephen Grant, the British one, all I hear and see is Martin Freeman. And then my brain is
Yes.
like, I wish it was Martin Freeman in this. Absolutely nothing against Oscar Isaacs, but wouldn't it be fabulous to have Martin Freeman as this character?
Yes. You know what? Like I could never put a person to the voice, but it certainly didn't sound like Oscar Isaac doing a British accent. It did sound like a
So,
native British person
yes,
speaking, in an actor, by the way, an actor that we all know. So you have actually gotten it. Like, who the fuck does he sound like? There you go, Jojo. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
But yeah, every single time he becomes him, I'm like, it needs to be Martin Freeman. It needs to be Martin Freeman. I want Martin Freeman in this part. And again, no disrespect to Oscar Isaacs. He's fantastic. He's fabulous. And I think he's great as Mark. But I don't know. When he's Stephen Grant, I want it to be Martin Freeman. And I know that wouldn't work. But also, wouldn't it be great to have Martin Freeman be Mark?
Yeah. So
Like to have
Martin Freeman is the kind of guy that can be whatever the fuck he wants to be.
Yeah.
He's that
So
kind of guy.
I love Oscar Isaacs, but I want Martin Freeman in this part.
Yeah, I know he's very well invested in this show, and as you said, as Mark, he's pretty good. He's fantastic,
Yeah.
and I have a certain love for the character of Stephen too. You know, because
Yes.
there's before even Mark makes an appearance, it's like an episode and a half of you getting to know Stephen.
Yes,
You
we
know,
know more about Stephen and have come to, I think, to care more about Stephen than we do Mark at all. I don't know if Mark's coming, eventually, if we're going to get to know him, or if it's
yeah,
Stephen. But
it's just but I like what how you put it there because it could be a completely different person. On the other hand, it says a lot as an actor for Oscar Isaac, who is a dude who half Guatemalan, half Cuban American born, to manipulate accents so perfectly well. And you knew I was gonna go there because
yes,
that's my thing.
yes.
Uh,
I knew that if it was bad, that would be the first thing. And but personally, and I'm obviously don't have your ear, but I'm like, he's really good. Like it sounds like Martin Freeman, like
yeah,
the same accent and that kind of thing. So to me, he sounds like a natural born Englishman. And I actually looked it up afterwards because I'm familiar with his work, but I don't really know much about him. And I was like, is he actually British? And I missed it because I thought he was American, but so anyway, yeah.
yeah. My boy, he's done a fantastic job with
Yeah.
this. Yeah. So how do you like it in overall?
They had completely lost me in this most recent episode. Until it stopped being like a knockoff Tomb Raider, not done very well, and they dropped into a psych ward. Then they've got me back again because I'm like, okay, now I'm interested again.
Well, I haven't seen this week's episode,
So I just ruined
but
it for you.
nah,
No,
no, not at all.
you don't believe in spoilers, so
Yeah,
you're good. You're good.
no, I'm good, man. But my son has been watching it, and I think the first thing he told me is that they need better effects, special effects for this show because it looks cheap. And I'm like, "The fuck do you know that? Like, who are you? Some kind of like Joss Whedon or some shit? Like, my son be talking about films like he's some kind of filmmaker and shit. I'm like, fuck off, you 21-year-old shite.
Uh,
But
he
when you
I
look at it,
agree
he's
with
right.
him. Yeah, I agree with him because especially with this being a Disney production, right? So
Yeah,
there's not that there should be plenty of money that was thrown at the special effects on this, the CGI, whatever. And yeah, there's parts of it where it's just like, ew, like that looks bad. Like that looks like bad.
yeah. It's quite possible they spent all the money on WandaVision.
That's true. That is true. It might have
Yeah,
been like, we have like $15 left in the budget, so Moon Knight, here you go. That and
yeah,
Loki, because Loki I
yeah.
just recently binged and finished, and the production
Bro.
values on that are
Yeah. And
wow.
and those were the first two shows, right? Like it was
Yes.
no, the third. I
Yeah,
think Loki was the third. So it
I
was
think you're right. Yeah.
WandaVision, Captain America,
And yeah.
and then Loki. So
Yeah.
it looks like they spent all the money on that. And they'd be like, well, we got Moon Knight, so here's
Oh
15
yeah,
bucks.
that's right. We had another show, didn't we? Shit.
Let's make this one work.
Everybody turn out your pockets. Let's see if we got any change.
This is awesome, Jojo. Right. So what did I watch this week?
What did you
Uh,
watch this week, Graham?
so I've been sort of like binge watching a lot of the same things, but one of my favorite little shows that I discovered, by the way, on BritBox, right at the height of the pandemic, I discovered it. It had like three seasons, and I binge watched the entire thing. I loved it, loved it, loved it. It's called Shakespeare and Hathaway, and Shakespeare and Hathaway is by Luella Shakespeare, the actress who played Luella Shakespeare. Her name is Joe Joyner, and she was in EastEnders for a while, and she's been in a couple of things. And Mark Benton, who actually more recently was in the movie Cyrano. Mark Benton is Hathaway, Frank Hathaway. And I love Mark Benton. I've always loved Mark Benton because he's like the fluffy gordito. Like he's like a very lovable, fluffy guy. And his humor is so Midlands England. Like, his accent and the way he says things is so funny, but in a very innocent way, right?
Mhm.
And Joe Joyner, whom I didn't know had like a comedic vein into her, she's very good, and they pair so well together. There is this weird little relationship between the two of them, like a big brother and a sister, and like it's just like they were born together or something. But it's like you can see Luella respecting a lot of Frank, but not treating him like some kind of you higher up than me or whatever.
Uh-huh.
They're supposed to be partner at a small. They have a small private investigation firm,
Okay.
but Frank was the one who started the whole thing. And the way the show starts is that Luella hires Frank, and then she did like have the job, and asked him like, "Look, man, I have a salon, and I was thinking about selling it and moving away, but you know, your firm needs some money, so teach me how to do this work, and let's become partner." In all of this strike this friendship, you know, I don't want to compare it to anything, but it's sort of like the way things happen between you and me. I mean, like we met each other, we just hit it off, and all of a sudden we have a podcast together in like 3 months after meeting each other. And
We're
here
partners
we
in
are.
crime. When
Yeah,
you're
and here we
describing it,
are.
I was like, "Boy, this sounds familiar." So
I'm telling you, there's 4 episodes are now on the fourth season, and no, actually six now because they're throwing them out by 2 episodes.
Okay.
So I already watched four, last night I watched the fifth episode, and there's one episode left to watch. Here's another thing that I love about it is that the show takes place in actually Stratford upon Avon, which is the hometown of Shakespeare. And of course, it's still a very idyllic little town. Everybody in Stratford upon Avon is an aspiring actor of some kind. you know, and there's a lot of weird references to the Bard, of course, and you see those little tours, people visiting
Yeah.
Stratford upon Avon, and it's just beautiful, beautiful. Everything about this show is beautiful. So my binge watch for the week has been Shakespeare and Hathaway, and I'm glad it's back.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome. And it's a good segue to what we're talking about because it's on BritBox, and what we're talking about is on
yes,
BritBox as well.